together and welcome to my channel. My name is Tanja and today I'm making a video about my August makes. Yes, you heard right, my August makes. I know August is gone now for a while, but I simply didn't have time to record a video. First I was 2 weeks away, then I had exams. The last one was yesterday, so I had to study until yesterday. So now I finally have time to record a few videos and to show you what I made in August. Altogether I have 5 things to show you, so without any further ado, let's jump right into the video. The first 2 things, or 4 things, however you want to count it, were for my summer holiday. We went to Italy, to a town which was directly at the beach, so this holiday involved a lot of swimming in the sea and in the pool, so I needed some bikinis. So I made myself 2 sets, so 2 bottoms and 2 tops, and they're all interchangeable because they're made out of the same 2 fabrics. All of these pieces are kind of self-drafted. For the panties I used some underwear I had that I knew that fitted and traced off their shape and made it a little bigger because swimwear fabric or scuba isn't as elastic as the stuff they are made out of. So I had to make them a little bit bigger in every dimension, and then I simply used clear elastic because I found a video tutorial on the internet from a German channel somewhere which said you can use clear elastic for swimwear as well if you don't have proper swimwear elastic. So I used that and it worked well, and I simply used it on the tops of the panties because that was the place where I found that I needed it most. I didn't use the elastic around the leg openings, which turned out to work fine. For the 2 tops I used existing bras, old bras which I found in my wardrobe, and covered them with the fabric. I did that because I wanted to have my bikini as much support as a usual bra has, so I'm not a huge fan of these triangle bikinis which have like no support. So I used bras instead. And then all of the straps are sewed on in a cross shape on the back because I find that that combines the advantages of a usual strap and a halter neck, because it kind of looks like a halter shape, which is quite flattering for bikinis, I think. However, it doesn't pull as much as a halter top at your neck. I hate that, so I like to have my straps being attached at the back bottom piece of my bikini somewhere. So that's why I chose this solution for both of them. About the fabrics used, the black fabric is lycra, so proper swimwear fabric. The striped fabric is some scuba, which I didn't know if it would work as swimwear fabric, to be honest. So to check whether this would work, I set up the first pair of panties and simply hold them under the sink and try to see if this fabric behaves differently if it gets wet. Luckily it didn't change its shape much. It didn't get see-through or anything, it didn't get wider, it simply stayed like it was. However, when I went swimming with my bikinis, I noticed that they just got wider a little bit every time a wave hit them and there got water into. In my opinion, that's a problem that can be easily solved by just putting enough and tight enough elastic around all the openings. So yeah, don't skip the elastic when you're making swimwear because it's really important there. Even if it fits, when it's dry it will probably stretch a little bit. Even if you're using proper swimwear fabrics and stuff, it will stretch a little bit when it's wet, and then your panties and tops probably too will slip off if you don't use elastic. So after I had made these 2 pairs of bikinis, I was quite tired and I definitely needed an easier and more relaxing project, so I made this sweater. It's based on the Rowan pattern by Megan Nielsen, which is a pattern for a top with satin sleeves. I really love how this pattern fits me. although it's drafted for quite stretchy fabrics, so for fabrics with about 40% of stretch. If you don't use a fabric that's stretchy, I definitely recommend you to go a size or even 2 sizes up for a more relaxed fit, which doesn't pull at the bust and the hips. I wanted to try something new with this pattern, so I hacked it into a raglan sleeve version. I found a tutorial or some tutorials on the internet on how to do this, and I will link you my favorite one down below, so you can give this a go yourself if you'd like to, because it's a really easy alteration and it makes the pattern look so different while preserving the fit. So the reason why I came up with the idea to sew it in this shape, meaning as a raglan with contrast sleeves, was because I found this fabric in one of my local fabric shops at a quite high price. So I wanted to buy as little as possible of it while still being able to make something I can wear and not just a tiny crop top which I can only wear in the summer. So I decided to make a sweater because I can wear that throughout the whole year. So the best solution I found was to make a sweater with contrast sleeves and bodice part, and to use it either for just the sleeves or just the front and back bodice. So I got 50 centimeters of that fabric and cut out the bodice pieces for a sweater, and I cut them in a 90-degree angle to the grain line, and I know that you usually don't do that, especially not with jersey. However, I find it works quite well since this has a pattern on it and you don't see where the grain line goes anyway, so yeah. So in terms of stretch, this doesn't make any difference since this fabric isn't really stretchy at all. It's a viscose jersey. After having cut out both of the bodice pieces, I found that I had even some fabric left, which was enough for 2 t-shirt sleeves and a patch pocket, and they found their way into another garment which you will have seen in my, I guess, June makes. Because I actually got that fabric a long time ago, I think either in June or in May. I am so happy about this make. There's not a lot better than a cozy sweater with a cute print on it for this season. So I'm really happy to have this, and I am already planning to make 1 or 2 raglan sleeve tops more if I can get the right fabric for them. Also, this sweater will be part of my 1 week, 1 pattern challenge. This challenge is hosted by Shona from Satisfaction, and it's basically about picking 1 pattern and then having 7 outfits, so 1 week worth of outfits from that 1 pattern. So that can either mean you can just sew 1 garment and then style it 7 different ways, or you can even sew 7 different garments and then wear every day another one. Yeah, but the challenge is to just use that 1 pattern and create outfits. You can hack the pattern, which I love to do. You can sew different versions. You can do a lot of stuff. Simply just use 1 pattern for all of these 7 outfits. And I'm happy to take part, so I went through my wardrobe and had a look at which patterns I have made some garments out of, so that I don't have to make a lot of new garments, because I'd love to wear 7 different garments. I don't know if I will manage to do that, but I already have, I think, 4 or 5 of these Rowan hacks. Yeah, so we'll see. Probably I'll make another 1 or 2, and then I would have enough to wear 7 different outfits with completely different tops. So yeah, I'm excited about this project, and if you're too, I'll link everything below so you can check it out. My next make is, of course, this blouse, which you will already have seen if you had a look at my channel in the last few months, because I made a tutorial on how to do this neckline. So if you're interested on how to do this, check it out. Besides that, That blouse is just a simple blouse with pleated details at the shoulders. It ends at hip length, and yeah, it's made from a polyester crepe, which is even a little bit stretchy, which I really appreciate in woven fabrics sometimes. The pattern for this is self-drafted, and it's the same that I used for the blouse with the tie in the front from my July makes. And the last thing I made is a lovely chambray shirt from a tencel fabric I got for my birthday from my mother. So I love the fabric. It's really drapey, as you can see here, so it's perfect for a shirt because I find that people with more curves need flowier fabrics for things like shirts and in general things, because it looks much better with your curves when the fabric is flowy and kinda takes the shape of your body, and not just is stiff and then hangs over all the wider parts and make you look even wider. So I chose a really flowy fabric for a garment like a fitted, more formal shirt, and it's the third shirt I think I made, and I'm now getting really satisfied with my shirt making skills. I got the collar right, I got the button band right, I got the yoke right. I even managed to figure out how to do a proper cuff and to do the opening of the slit and how to face it all so that it looks pretty from the out and from the inside. However, this was a shirt and took very long to come together, and I'm always loving to do shirts at first because you have a lot of pieces and it looks like nothing at the beginning, and then you can spend an hour just pinning the first things you have to sew together and just pinning and preparing with interfacing and stuff. And then when you start to sew, you see it coming together suddenly. I like to wear garments that have so many details, and I'm really appreciating it to have put the work into it, but it's just so much work that after every shirt I have finished so far, I said, okay, no more shirts for 2 months, I need easier projects. And then I start to forget why I was frustrated about shirt making and get excited about shirts and all the details on them again, and then I make another shirt, and yeah, that cycle goes round and round and round. That's why I can only make one shirt at a time. So those were all of my August makes. For me this was quite a successful month of sewing because I get a lot done, although I had exams on the beginning of August, and yeah. I hope it was entertaining for you to see my makes, and I want to thank you for watching till the end and watching my videos in general. And the other thing I want to thank you is for 1,000 subscribers. I would have never believed that that could happen when I started this channel about a year ago. I think it's actually officially more than a year now that I'm on YouTube, so yeah, I'm celebrating that at the moment, and the fact that there are thousands of you who are interested into my work and my videos. I'm really grateful for that, because I don't have many people I can talk to in person about sewing stuff, and I have actually nobody to talk to about new sewing pattern releases and indie patterns and that kind of stuff. So I'm really happy to be part of this community here, and to have a chat with you in the comments and on Instagram as well sometimes. Yeah, because it makes this hobby so much more special for me, and that's what I think is great. This community just makes us all have so much more fun in sewing than we would have if we would just do it home alone and wouldn't have anybody to chat about all these great things going on at the moment. So yeah, thank you very much for everything you did for me and for your support, and I guess I'll see you soon, because I'm now going to record at least another video, my September makes, and I have planned even more exciting things for the next days to record. So yeah, there will be a lot of videos in the next few weeks, I guess. So see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye. Stay well.